And welcome. This is going to be the tea for those of you that are in separation from your twin flame. This is from the basis of a divine feminine, watching and learning about divine masculine in karmic third-party situations. It's funny because I actually had shuffled my cards and asked what would be good to read about next, because I have a lot of things flowing in, and they had it made it very clear talk about third-party situations and how they're ending. Now, I just thought, okay, you know what? And like typically when I try to do a tea reading, I try to do it on my table and set it out and be trying to be more professional about it. And that's just not been working out. Either it takes forever to upload, or they don't upload, or it ends up going for forever. So I'm just going to embrace the absurdity of just being comfortable in my car. I'm going to do it from my lap here. And I'm kind of glad that I'm doing it, because a couple of things just right off the bat are really, really funny to me. You might get out of it. First of all, the homophone card that I pulled for, that came out for Divine Masculines is tea, which just, I mean, we're doing the tea reading, so that's really funny, and I'll share my interpretation on that in a minute. What else is kind of funny is that this is in the shadow card position, and if you've been watching any of the other readings I've been doing, this figure keeps wanting to pop out all the time, and it's kind of that photo bomber. It's a very it's somebody who's very immature, they're very insecure, and they're trying to hold on to every last grain of sand that they have, and they're also trying to be involved in each and every little thing. And I really get the sense that this is both karmic and DMs to a degree, but it's more so becoming karmics, because the divine masculines are recognizing that they don't have enough. Like, this is enough to build a tower, effectively, a structure that is not stable, that will eventually fall. But they could use this energy to go a different direction and add to it and get to that 10th pentacle and build it. Anyways, if you keep up with my readings, that's part of why that's amusing. Now let's go to this. So looking at, this is where divine masculines are at right now in their third party situations, and this is where karmics are. This was the other kind of funny thing. This is wail, a child wailing, crying, and I mean, tell me that's not amusing. That divine masculines are. I get two images. One is that Kermit the Frog meme, or as a friend of mine calls them, maymays, which is kind of funny. So that Kermit the Frog maymay, where he's like sipping on the tea. It's like, well, but that's none of my business, right? So I'm kind of getting the energy that some of them are kind of being like that with their karmics. They're being bratty. And others are actually getting the tea, like things are being revealed to them. Spirit is leaving little clues for them. Other, like maybe their friends or karmics friends or family or things are, they're serving them the tea, they're giving them information. Some of them are even getting on YouTube. If you do YouTube videos, they may be watching your videos, or they may be connecting with readers that you've been watching. To me, this is also kind of an energy of self-care. A lot of masculines are recognizing the need to drink their tea and to do things that are good for themselves and to have quiet moments. This is also kind of a hermit card kind of energy, and to me it suggests that they're withdrawing a fair amount, but they're also not backing down, if that makes sense. But they're definitely kind of going into this contemplative place where they're working on self-care. They're allowing, a lot of them were blocking the tea from coming in before, that was telling them what was really going on, who they're really with, and they're not blocking it anymore. They're kind of in this observation energy. I don't know why, but I'm really being called to that lime and that mint in there. I want to say, for a fair amount too, this could be masculines drinking, like drinking, and I kind of get that feeling of like gin and tonic sort of energy in there. And karmics are not happy about whatever is going on. Like, they're not happy about masculines doing self-care. They're not happy about what their masculines are finding out. And I'm really being called just to the letter T in this, for whatever reason that might have something to do with it, and let me know if that's relevant. But whatever it is, it could even be that masculines are stepping back, kind of like we saw in the other reading, and allowing allowing the cards to fall where they may. They're no longer trying to rescue things, and so karmics are in this energy of trying to, kind of like a toddler that, like, they recognize that when they cry, they get your attention, and then you start to notice the difference between crocodile tears and real tears, and you don't give in to them when they're just crying for, just to get something. Or like a child that, you want them to eat a healthy fruit or a healthy vegetable, and they're putting on this show of like, no, no, it'll make me puke, or it'll be so awful for me, or I'll melt. And you're like, kind of just sipping your tea going, well, if you melt, we'll mop you up afterwards. It's not going to be the end of the world. But they're in karmic energy, so they're upset about it. They're crying about it. But I love that it's wail and not cry, because it's not tearful. It's not really that emotional. It's a fakeness in it, but they are upset. And also, wail kind of reminds me of like banshee energy. Like, they are trying to be as loud as they possibly can. They don't care if it's good attention or bad attention, so long as they are keeping masculines busy. But masculines are kind of like going like, all right, like, this isn't going to help you. And considering what the cards told me to read about, this really tells me that masculines are, they have been ready to have been done with these karmic third-party situations, but they're recognizing that they're stuck in it until they figure something out, or until the karmics are done with them. And like, this tea is also rather kind of bland, so it may be that they are kind of in this energy of like, yeah, that's what I'm kind of getting the sense of, is like, they're no longer going out of their way to be super romantic. They're no longer going out of their way to save them. They're not buying fancy things. They're not being the life of the party. They're not being super nurturing. They're just being kind of tea. They're just like, I'm here. What more do you want? And the karmics are upset about that. If they're not spending money on them the way that they used to, if they're not giving them the attention that they used to, and they're going out of their way, like an adult toddler, to try to, it's kind of that energy of like, oh, what is it? Like, if you won't accept my sweetness, then I'm going to be mean. And then if that doesn't work, I'm going to throw a fit. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to throw things around the space. And I'm going to do whatever I can do. If I can't have you in a good way, I'm going to have you in a bad way. And I'm going to keep you so wrapped up in things that you can't do anything without me, or without thinking about me, or, just really toxic stuff in there. And to a degree, the irony is it's helping them both heal inner child issues, but it's also really revealing. In fact, before I put these down, that's kind of what I'm getting the image on, is that karmics acting in this way is, and with the masculine sitting, this is kind of that observation and acceptance energy, to where masculines are really seeing karmics. They're being big children about whatever it is that's going on with them. Now, the cards that I pulled, I kind of went back and forth, some for masculine, some for karmics, so what what made me kind of laugh, so the first three cards that came out for Divine Masculines was the Three of Pentacles, definitely a third-party situation, and also if you think about masculine as being on that bench, like, that's kind of a tower in a way. It's not a very sturdy structure. You might be able to do a couple of things on it, but it could easily be kicked off of it, or pushed off of it, or a leg could come out from under it. And what's the next card to come out? The Tower. Look at that, right? And Then, following that, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And guess who decided to show up in Divine Masculine for the last card? The Empress. And because I have to keep this reading a little bit shorter, I'm just gonna say, like, off the cuff, what comes up to me here is that divine masculines are praying, and they're going kind of inward for counsel, but they're thinking about this third party situation and how unstable it is, how immature it is, how it's mostly just about money, and social standing, which really there isn't even much in this, and they're seeing that it's falling apart, and they're seeing that the towers are going to continue to happen because they're with a reverse Queen of Pentacles, somebody who makes it, kind of gives you that impression that she's really, really good with money, and she'll be a nurturing mother type, and she'll do all the chores and do all the things and have all the resources and be your best teammate, but she's not. And in fact, she's very manipulative, she's not very emotionally grounded, and she uses pretty much anything and everything she can as a resource to help keep those around her codependent and stuck and feeling like they need her. She might even be the kind of person that will literally say that, like, you'll never find someone like me, or you need me, or if you leave me, all these terrible things will happen. And he's seeing this, he's seeing this situation. It's funny because it's three cards, right? Third party situation. He's seeing the ending, or the continual chaos that will come up, and he's thinking about his Empress. He wants his Empress as divine feminine. And I think for some also, these two cards kind of go together, especially if you have earth sign energy. It may be that you are not talking with your divine masculine at the moment, or even maybe they've withdrawn from you to deal with the tower situations that are happening in this third party situation. And if you have that earth sign energy, it may be that they recognize that they have hurt you, and they really want to make that right. They're recognizing that was, not to do. They may have mistaken you for the karmic for a while, especially if you were in union prior and ended up in a separation to where they jumped into this situation. Either way, I mean, the the T for these masculines is in their relationship, they're thinking about you while they're seeing all these tower situations going on, and they're definitely recognizing that something isn't right. A lot of things aren't right, and while they're dealing with it, whether they're talking to you or not, they're thinking about you. And that could also be a great deal. They might even be talking about you. That could be a large part of why karmics are in this whale energy. And the karmics got the Two of Pentacles in reverse, the King of Wands in reverse, the Knight of Swords in reverse, and the King of Cups. So for some of you, these divine masculines could have Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces energy. This one in particular is a very Cancer energy. But what I'm seeing is effectively that they're attempting to juggle. They may have another partner. It may be that might be this person, or this, if your DM has fire sign placements, that could be their energy. But they're dealing, yeah, in fact, look at this. If you look at this, there's two masculines in here, right? There's a King of Swords, or a King of Wands in reverse, and the King of Cups. So they've got two. They've got two masculines in there, and it's very. This also to me suggests that like, it's both how they're acting and how your DM is acting is very bratty energy, jealous, unstable, immature, and then there's this mature energy who doesn't say much. Is just, in fact, look at him, look at him, look at him. What is he doing? What is he doing? See, he's got a little cup there. What's he doing? He's sipping tea, right? He's just sipping on his tea. He's not saying anything. He probably knows about this situation. This is often somebody who cheats also. I'm running low on time, which is why I'm speeding up. But I'm going to end the reading fairly soon here. So what I'm getting the sense of, especially with this Knight of Swords in here, and it's facing the King of Wands here with the Two of Pentacles, is that masculines have stopped being the generous wellspring of all things money, and it's really revealing the karmics, and there some of them are going into toxic masculine energy in their attempt to get some sort of reaction out of masculines, and the masculines are doing two things. Some of them are fighting back, some of them are rushing away and ready to bring messages, and others are just sitting there drinking their tea, and it's really upsetting the karmics. Like, this is why they're in this wailing energy. They're not able, a really mature King of Cups energy is not shaken by somebody else who's really, really triggered. And it may be that they're able to sit in that energy and be in this tea energy and to think about their divine feminine, because they recognize that they've been lied to, they've been being cheated on, they've been made to juggle all sorts of situations that weren't really theirs to juggle, and the karmics are kind of upset at that. I think it fits with the other readings that we did, to where they're having to face the consequences of what they've been doing. I might do another tea reading. We'll see. Either way, thank you for your likes, shares, and subscribes, and your feedback in the comments below.